All right, so today I want to make a video on Bill Gates. He's something and someone that I've kind of mentioned before, but I wanted to make a specific video on because I've seen a lot on not a lot, but enough that it really bothers me. And still a lot of people don't understand. They think he's this hunky-dory, nice guy who wants to give all his money to charity because he has a charity. Um, but the reality isn't the case. The first thing I wanted to bring up is that the leftist theory of the rich basically goes that the rich are only rich because they exploited the poor. But on the other hand, you have these people, largely on the left, who, when they hear Bill Gates and the vaccines, they literally think that he's giving his own money out of just the kindness of his heart to help the poor. Which, when you first read into it, that's what you think, because he's taken about $10 billion of his own money and put it into vaccine research. So people think, oh, hey, he's just giving his own money to help the poor. Isn't he so nice? But what they don't tell you is that he stands to gain over $100 billion on the return on investment, because if this COVID vaccine goes through, guess what? A lot of governments, and maybe all governments, are going to force it on people, which means it'll probably be the most profitable product on earth. And whoever the company is that develops that vaccine and patents it will be the richest company in the world. I mean, they'll probably dwarf Amazon and Apple for all we know. Um, because if they have a product that's going to be worth tens of billions of dollars every year, because again, these vaccines aren't just given out for free. Too, these people are so economically. I mean, calling them illiterate is an insult to people who are illiterate, because they couldn't be any more clueless. So let's play the video here, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that. And it kind of stunned me. Can you walk us through the math?
It's over a 20-to-1 return. So if you just look at the economic benefits, that's a pretty strong number compared to anything else.
I think the numbers that you ran through were, if you had put that money into an S&P 500 and reinvested the dividends, you'd come up with something like $17 billion, but you think it's $200 billion.
Here, yeah. And keep people away from each other makes...
Yeah, so basically that's the whole point, is that he stands to make about, in his mind, $200 billion off this vaccine. And like I said, the company that patents it and comes out with it will make probably a lot too. So basically the whole point of the video can be summed up in a very small amount of words or sentences, in that Bill Gates is a scumbag and he's only trying to do this to make money, basically. And this is the thing that, like I say, that really bothers me, is that the left assumes that the business owner that makes like 70, 80 grand a year, maybe 100, they're not exactly living large. I mean, they're not exactly poor, but they're by no means rich. And the left will hate those kind of people with all their guts, but yet they'll turn around and look the other way to Bill Gates when he's actually exploiting people for a virus that doesn't need a vaccine. We don't need a vaccine for this. It'll run its course on its own. Uh, and even if we do need a vaccine, nobody should be profiting hundreds of billions of dollars unjustly. Now, if someone wants to do it through the actual letter of the law, fine, be my guest. But lying to people and exploiting them, no. I'm not someone who believes, oh, nobody should have $1 billion, or nobody should make more than whatever number. I don't believe that. I think that's stupid. That's like saying that nobody should be good at hockey as Connor McDavid. Like, that's literally the same thing. Therefore, we should make Connor McDavid play with a right-handed stick and skates that have never been sharpened. Like, that's basically the leftist argument for their justification for wanting to tax the rich, basically. Um, so I just wanted to say I don't believe in that, but the reason why I don't think that he should be doing this is that they are lying to people. The virus is way overblown. I don't even believe that there's a reason to need a vaccine in the first place. I think that money would be much better well spent towards revitalizing the economy, because it's going to be destroyed after this. So basically, like I said, I just wanted to clear the air, because a lot of people, like I see on Reddit and on Twitter, and they literally think that Bill Gates is just giving his own money away and expecting nothing in return. Like, these people are so stupid. And again, I don't mean to insult people, but there's no other way of putting it. That you think that the rich are only rich because they exploit the poor, but yet you're going to turn around and tell me that, again, if the rich are only rich because they exploit the poor, then it only makes sense that the people who are very rich, the people that are billionaires because they exploited the poor even more than the average person, like the average person who's just like a multimillionaire. That's the only way that makes sense. So if that's the case, which if you're on the left, you have pretty much believe that by default, then how do you all of a sudden completely abandon your entire worldview? Like, I don't get it. Now, that's the problem with people on the left, is that they literally have a worldview of, we're going to make things up as we go along. We don't care how many contradict, and it must be really nice to be on the left too. Like, I can't imagine how nice it'll be to have moral and ethical theories and then turn around when the dollar when it's turned on you and be like, oh no, that doesn't apply anymore, or we should tax the rich here, but the rich are only rich because they exploit the poor. But in this situation, when someone stands to become the richest person in the world, oh no, they're rich because of the kindness of their own heart. Like, how does that make any sense whatsoever? Um, so anyway, Bill Gates deserves to be exposed, and he is a textbook scumbag. Uh, he again only cares about money, and again, these people are globalists. They want to expand the size and power of their own size and power, and expand the size and power of the government. And the reason why they do that is that when the size and power of the government gets expanded, well, guess what? They'll generally help fund increasing the size and power of the government. And in return, the government implements policies that benefit them and benefit their companies and their corporations that they work at and they run. So, like I say, to sum it up, basically, Bill Gates is a scumbag. And like I say, I can't believe that it's literally on video, this guy saying that he wants to make massive amounts of profit off this vaccine, and yet some people can still turn around and not believe it. Like, that's kind of the point we're at in society. You can have people literally admitting stuff on video, and you show these kind of people, and yet they still won't change their mind. That's just how partisan, that's just how tribal people are nowadays, and it's really, really disappointing. It really bothers me, and it's something that I'm trying to change. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I make these videos. But anyway, uh, I'm probably just going to leave it there. But like I say, Bill Gates, complete scumbag, and definitely needs to be exposed. If he wants to make money the honest way, if you want to get rich doing honest, hard work, go ahead. But exploiting people, lying to them, I mean, he's only in this in the first place because he wants to make massive amounts of money, and it's not a just way to make money. To again, I'm perfectly fine with if someone could become a trillionaire tomorrow by selling people a product that truly makes their lives better, then I would be perfectly on board with it. But becoming rich off selling, I mean, he's a textbook snake oil salesman. I mean, that's a good way of putting it. I'm surprised I didn't think about it up to this point. But he's a textbook snake oil salesman. We don't need this vaccine. You only want it to make money. And again, that's pretty much the definition of a snake oil salesman. So, um, anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. If you'd like to, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Check out my PayPal and email. I got linked in the description. Again, appreciate any donations, but at the very least, just hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And last couple things, as always, check me out on Twitter if you haven't already, and check me out on BitChute if you haven't already. Again, all the links are in the description, so you can find me there.